Just not even just the Canadian GP, just as of recently with everything Mercedes is doing. But before we get to that, big shout out to Hakim, first in the chat. If you're not first, you're last. Jay from Wolfpack Performance, and we are about to talk about some things that are very questionable to me about the Canadian GP, and I'm not even trying to rap right now. So, I'll say this. I'm going to say that Mercedes, now I'm not sure if it's track specific. I'm not even sure if this is going to last for the next few races. This has not been something common for us to see about Mercedes up until this point, where I think legitimately throughout an entire eventful weekend of Formula One, from free practice to quali to the race, that we could see some type of consistency of performance coming from Mercedes. That's something that I definitely say right now is not a constant. It's not something that you should expect. It's not something that I think is here to stay until, just like I did with McLaren, over the course of several races and positions, they showed us that what they have developed has, from an update, went to an upgrade, improved itself in performance. And McLaren is here. What's up, Galactus? What's up, Sylvia Wick? But I question other things about Mercedes, not just this random pace in Canada. I'm questioning the integrity of Mercedes. I'm questioning the ethical of Mercedes, the ethics of Mercedes. I'm questioning the character of Mercedes. Dare I not say that there were some lies told to Lewis Hamilton towards the end of the Canadian GP with only 16 laps left? That is exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying that things seem to be a bit funny since Lewis announced that he is going to go to Ferrari. I'm saying that things have been a bit funny since 2021, when Toto Wolff went crowd surfing as his driver was cheated, scammed, scandaled out of his 8th world title while they got their constructors title. I'm saying that things have been a bit funny since Toto Wolff has been trying to court Max into getting a contract to come join a team that is just now trying to plug up several holes in a sinking ship. I'm saying that now it seems like we got lying to Lewis Hamilton on radio messages. On radio messages. Literally, he lied to Lewis Hamilton in a radio message. And we're going to go and listen to some of this and talk about it briefly, all right? Because I do think that that this was a lie. I do think that this was a lie. I think that there's no other way to look at it. I don't think there's any other way to look at it except he lied to Lewis.
At turn 7.
So if we check this out,
Lewis, we have a free stop
right here.
We can make it to
we're going to see
hard.
They're going to talk about going to the hards. Going to the hard tire. Okay, this is a suggestion at this point. All right, this is a suggestion at this point. We're going to review this again. This is just a suggestion at this point. Right?
Lewis, we have a free stop. We can make it to hard.
Make it to the hard.
Now,
now,
happy with that?
This is where things start getting questionable to me. This is where things get questionable to me. And even if going to the tire that Lewis suggested, or wait a minute, after he asked, is that it? I'm not questioning whether the strategy would have been better or not than the other. We'll get into that later. Right now, I'm saying that he directly lied to Lewis, and I want to know why.
How long is there to go? Why would you put a hard on?
That's all we have left, and there's 16 laps remaining.
16 laps. All right. So we're talking about 16 laps. Keep that in mind. We're in C5, the softest compound of that tire. I understand that. But we will show some other examples. Keep in mind also track temps, okay? Track temps at this time, it's been raining majority of the day. And then let's just think if it might have been plausible for Lewis Hamilton to make this tire work. So let's keep going.
There's no soft?
We think that would be too risky, a bit too far to go.
Okay, boom. So right here, this is my problem right here. Free stop.
Hard.
Cool. Hard.
Let us know if you're happy with that.
Let him know if you're happy with that.
How long is there to go? Why would you put a hard on?
How long we got to go?
That's all we have left, and there's 16.
That's all we have left. That's my problem. Right there. That's all we have left. You lied. You lied. There's no other way around it. You said, we're going to go to the hard tire. Let me know if you're happy with that. Lewis asked you how many more laps left. You tell him 16. Do we not have soft? No, he said, do we not have another tire? He said, this is all we have left. Think about that. This is all we have left. If you say that, you're telling him that there is absolutely no other tire left, Lewis. We only have hard tires. Every other tire compound we've used, or it's beyond use to the point where it would be useful for you at this point in stage of the race. This is all we have left. If I tell you right now, and you ask me, Jay, can I get $5? And I say, yo, bro, this is all I have left. I only got $1 left. And you ask me, well, you don't got no other bills? And then I say, well, I got a 20, but I don't know if you need that much. I just lied to you. You asked me this. I said, all I got is $1 left. You asked me, do I not have any other bills? I say I got a 20, but I didn't think you needed that. I lied to you, and then I made an excuse of why I lied to you. And that is exactly what Mercedes did to Lewis.
Laps remaining.
Lewis
There's
is
no
gonna
soft?
ask, there's no soft.
I think that would be too risky.
We think that would be
too
too
far to go.
risky, a bit too far to go.
You don't have
Listen.
another medium.
Negative.
We don't have, of course, now we don't have another medium. I get that. The point is, that's not what you should have said. And you know that's not what you should have said. And you said what you said because you lied to him because you didn't want to give him that. So I got to ask you, is the real reason why you didn't want to give Lewis Hamilton the soft tire, the C5, although it's the softest, because he would have a legitimate chance of beating out Russell and winning that race, possibly? Or was it really because I don't want to offer you something that I completely, utterly don't think is going to work? Even still, when he asked you if there's anything, you shouldn't have said there's nothing left. Sylvia Witt Kelly says he had a set of soft scrubbed, also Lewis tires in quali and race were not up to temp, and they were fine in practice. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. It's not, let me hold that. It's not up to you to tell or not tell him the information. You are to give your driver all the information unless it's something completely bad. But if he asks, you need to go ahead and tell him, yo, bro, it's bad. If it's something like, hey, somebody's died right now on track, you might want to say, hey, it's a very bad situation. We'll go into the details after you come off track. We'll go into all the details. That's not me lying. That's telling you there's more information. We'll talk about it at a later time. Let's just focus on that. You didn't say, listen, this is a tire that I think is our best opportunity. That's better, and that's not lying. You said that's all we have left is the hard compound tire that I just talked to you about, and that was a lie. Thank you, Sylvia Kelly. Sabotage. It comes off as sabotage. It's 100% a lie. And he told that. So let's look at some things. So if we look right here, of course, we already know that in Canada this time around, due to weather, nobody used the C5 actually in the race, okay? We had the wets, we had the intermediates, we had the mediums, and the hards. Of course, some scrubs. And that's predominantly due to the variance in temperature and environment, rain, weather, all of that, okay? Now, you would say that it must be that the C5 can't make it whatsoever. And I don't think that is the case. I don't think that's the case. If we go to 2023, the C5 again, we'll see that Gasly used it for at least 10 laps before he went to a set of scrubbed hards. Gasly used it for at least 10 laps before he went to a set of scrubs. Perez used it majority of that opportunity, I believe, is trying to get the fastest lap. Okay? But Gasly used it for 10 laps before going to a set of scrubs. So evidently 10 laps is possible. And I would say that the weather wasn't quite as adverse in 2023 at this GP than it was this time around. So track temps then may have been even more increased, and he made it 10 laps. We'll have to check it. I didn't check the temperatures, but y'all can go back and check it and let me know in the comment section about your opinions coupled with that. So let's go on. So if we go to another circuit in Monte Carlo that they use the C5 again, you'll see right here that Stroll used the C5 soft compound tire for 28 laps. 28 laps. So I do not believe that Lewis Hamilton may not have been able to make the C5 tires work. I don't believe it. Do I think it's questionable? Yeah, I think it might be questionable. Do I think it's up for debate? Sure, it's up for debate. But am I 100% sure that if they had given Lewis Hamilton the soft compound tires, the C5, that he may not have been able to make that tire work? No, I'm not buying that. You're going to have to give me more evidence, more ingredients into what you're baking up. Tell me more information around why you believe that. Then show me factual data why that wouldn't have worked. Because we already know that Lewis Hamilton is one of the better drivers to preserve tires. We already know Lewis Hamilton is one of the better, if not the best driver in wet weather conditions. We already know that Lewis Hamilton is the best driver in Formula One history till date. So I don't believe it. But see, here's where I have to check my brother. If I could say, I don't know Lewis, but I'm just saying he's human. He lives. He's a man. He's my brother. If you're a woman, you're my sister. Here's why I got to check my brother. Bro, this is your last season at Mercedes. You already didn't take updates. You deferred to Russell to get the updates first. So-called no problem. You so-called, it is out here reports that you are rebuttaling Lando saying he's the best driver out of the UK. You are, if not the world. Lewis, this is not the time. You had plenty of time. This is not the time for you to go ahead and just defer to your strategists, as they have failed you many times before, Lewis. I got to put some blame on you, because when you saw that Bono lied to you and said that there's all we have left, and then you found out you had a set of softs that he did not offer you, you should have told him, get the soft compound tires ready. I'm calling my shot. Do not have hard compound tires when I pull into the pit. Mount the softs up, or I'm not leaving that motherfucker. That's what you should have said. That is what you should have said. You should have called your shot right there and then. You should have said, I don't want the hards. Get the softs ready. I'm coming into the pits. Mount them up. I'll take the risk. Straight up. I mean, you in it to win it for real, for real. So what? 7th place, maybe? Who cares at this point? Try it. I don't know what the variance is going to be from the Mercedes car to the Ferrari car next year, but I do know, had you tried this, maybe there's a bit more information. If this situation arises in 2025 and you're in the race for 2nd or 1st place in a better car in Ferrari, that now you know, listen, C5 last time failed me and fell off like nobody's business, or C5 within 16 to 14 laps, I was able to make that work. I'm going for it now so I can win this race. I got to put some of that on you, Lewis. I got to say, you should have bossed up, dropped your balls on the table or on the mic and said, hey, I don't give a damn what you're talking about. Get the soft compound tires ready now. That's how I feel about it. That is how I feel about it. I feel like Lewis should have demanded the soft compound tires. I feel like Lewis should have took the position of pure dominance of his career, of his opportunity, of what he's doing in Mercedes right now, and demanded that they get the soft compound tires ready. But I'm telling you right now, this was a lot.
Turn 7. Lewis, we have a free stop. We can make it to hard.
It is no other way.
Let's know if
You
you're
can't
happy
even
with
make
that.
it no other way. That's a lie. He lies to Lewis.
How long is there to go? Why would you put a hard on?
How long?
That's all we have
why
left,
would
and
you
there's
put the hards
16
on?
laps
That's all
remaining.
we got left, 16 laps remaining. That's crazy.
There's no soft?
That is absolutely crazy. I just gotta say that it just seems that we are seeing several examples of Mercedes and their character just kind of falling to the wayside. Am I not seeing this? Dodge, man, when you give that 2-week notice, they start treating you like shit, bro. Big facts, Dodge, man. Big facts, bro. Big facts. No front about that. You and Sylvia Wick just dropped some bombs in the live super chat for real. That's how they start treating you. And if they're gonna treat me like that, then I'm gonna be different. I'm gonna be different. So I don't care what you say. Put the hards on. Yo, I'm not. I mean, Russell can pass me if he can pass me. And I gotta kind of amend something I said over the weekend. I don't want to take it from Russell to be the best that he could be anytime he could be the best he could be. I still think Russell's character is questionable. The things that Russell says are questionable. Some of the things he does are questionable. And I don't think he showed more team effort in the time and the opportunities where it should have existed. So all of that I'm not taking off the table. But what I will say is I don't want to tell Russell, don't be the best you can be just because the GOAT's in front of you, right? If you got a chance to win a race, you got to win it, especially within reason. But we've also seen Russell do some things that are questionable to compromise Lewis and the team when he shouldn't have. We've seen that. So I'm not taking that off. But I don't want anybody to think that I'm telling Russell to be submissive. I'm telling Russell to bow down, kiss Lewis' feet. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that there have been plenty of times where Russell has compromised the team's position for his own selfishness. And that's a fact. And yes, drivers have to be a little selfish, but drivers also have to be aware of when that can be present and when it should take a back seat to the better of the good for the team. And Russell, to me, hasn't really shown that. And I don't know if that quality will ever develop with Russell, but I do know that Mercedes, you're going into this last stint with Lewis, and it's looking bad. It's looking bad. So that's how I feel about it. I think they lied to Lewis. I think Lewis should have called his own shot. They should have gave him all the information. And I do think that this lends credence to many of you feeling like Mercedes is sabotaging Lewis, trying to give that crown over to Russell as he will be their number one driver next season in this season already. And I don't think that's the right way to go about your GOAT, the best driver in your history, walking out of the door. I think it leaves it very sour, and I think it's really distasteful. So that's how I feel about it. That's Jay from Wolfpack. You all are awesome. We're going to see you for another GP coming up this weekend. OG Zilla says, exactly, Lewis shouldn't have been his upstanding self and not announce his departure from Mercedes until the end of the season. You know what? And I'm glad you put that in context, OG Zilla, because you're absolutely right. And the key word you use right there is upstanding, okay? Because what Lewis was doing is what he's done since he's been at Mercedes. Try to make decisions, although they're for him, Lewis has tried to make decisions that wouldn't cripple or handicap the team. He made the announcement so far in advance to give Mercedes the opportunity to wrap their heads around it, to give Mercedes the opportunity to figure out what they're going to do for the next season, to give Toto some respect and consideration as he thought their personal relationship was just as good as their racing relationship. And I would say Lewis erred on the side of caution, and they have now shown their hand. And if there were ever a deck to have 6 jokers in it, they're there. Where the hell did that come from? The things that are being done while I'm still here is ridiculous. Toto Wolff coming out trying to kiss Max's literally butthole after he gets out of a 70-something lap race is happening. George Russell, knowing what's going on, doing what he does is happening. Now we got Bono lying to Lewis on the radio. It's a bad look, bro. No, Automated Teddy! Hello, everyone. Not sure what is going on at Merck. 2 things. 1, Merck should be celebrating their most successful drive. 2, Lewis should go scorched earth. Hey, he should. No, he should. And that's what we're talking about. We just talking about them lying to Lewis over the radio. What's up? No, one of the OGs in the fam. So good to see you. And you know, but you're right, OG. He did that, and maybe he could have decided to say, you know what, I'm not going to tell them this until the end of the season. And then they'll have a very short time to figure out what they're going to do. But Lewis being Lewis said, hey, I don't want to do y'all like that. But now they doing you like that, bro. So you know what the good old saying is, right? No good deed goes unpunished. And that is a fact. No good deed goes unpunished in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You receive some negativity back from the world, back from society, back from people when you do something good. It is the crown is heavy. It is what you wear. It is why when you see people consistently or more than not do good things, although in the face they go up against so much adversity and they still continue to do better than not, those people should be celebrated. Those people should be applauded. Those people should be appreciated. Lewis is, to me, not being completely appreciated by Mercedes. That is how I feel about it. So, like I say, Jay from Wolfpack, watch the replay. Let me know what you think about the situation. GP, do you think they lied to Lewis? Do you think there's a bit of sabotaging going on in Mercedes as Lewis is about to be out of there? And do you think Russell is really going to be able to lead this team? All right, Jay, I'm out. Wolfpack. Peace.